Hey there folks, this is Misadventurer with a quick confessional video regarding Imperator Rome. I wanted to acknowledge that I've been making a small but kind of goofy mistake for many years now, and actually in the content that will be released in the next couple of months in terms of Domestic campaign content, as I just finished recording episode 30 earlier today, so I'm quite far ahead. I continue to make this mistake, and now that I've actually learned the reality of how this mechanic works, I feel kind of embarrassed. I want to preemptively acknowledge that I've made this mistake, just so this channel can be, as best as I can make it, a source of more authentic, correct information about Imperator Rome than misinformation, ideally. And although I haven't been technically wrong in what I've said, and I'll get to that in a moment, I have been a little incorrect in how I framed things, so I do want to correct that, just for everyone's information about how this mechanic actually works. And as the title suggests, it is having to do with sieges. Now, specifically, it has to do with siege progression ticks. Now, in the game, I don't have a visual to show you, I'm just on the menu as usual, but in the game, as you all know, when you do a siege, there's a number displayed over the tile to show the progression of the siege of the fort, right? And I've known this entire time that that number represents siege progress, and that the higher the number, the higher the chance for the siege to result in a surrender, and then you win the siege. That's all correct information, and I was just on the wiki for unrelated reasons, and I realized, sort of by accident, that I was wrong about what I'm about to talk about. But everything I've just said is correct. What's incorrect, and something that I've increasingly alluded to more directly in the Domestic campaign especially, is the idea that the visible number on the screen is the percentage chance to win the siege tick. That's not the case, and I've been incorrect about that for many years now. I don't think I've said that directly as much in the past, but I was recently in the Domestic campaign, having bad siege luck, as you would expect, and commenting about the idea that a 49% siege progression siege tick is like a coin flip, or like a 49-51 percentage roll, which isn't the case. Now, the basic idea of what I've been saying isn't wrong, because siege accumulation is a mechanic, and essentially the thing I've been wrong about is instead of one number defining a siege victory, which is the visible siege progression number, instead, in typical Imperator Rome fashion, it's actually 10 hidden numbers that you don't see or something like that are affecting the 20-sided dice roll happening in the code. The code for how sieges work in this game is out of control. If you just look on the wiki, your mind will explode. But basically, siege accumulation from successive ticks in the positives does actually contribute to that formula, but it's not the only thing that affects the outcome. It's just a contributing factor. So the basic idea of what I've been saying, that I have bad siege luck, isn't wrong, but I've been over-focusing on the siege progression number and forgetting that there's actually, of course, for Imperator Rome, a giant complicated formula with a ton of things affecting it that aren't just from siege progression, the number that's visible. So I wanted to correct the record, as in much of the early Domestic campaign, I complain a lot about the number being so high and yet I don't win. That's not technically how it's supposed to work. A 49% siege roll isn't actually a 49% chance to win the siege, but it is higher than what it was before. So my basic complaining about having bad luck and the code being rigged against me isn't necessarily wrong. I've just been focusing too closely on one mechanic, incorrectly thinking that it sort of controlled the whole system. So very, very minor correction, but I do want to generally foster a culture of accurate reporting on how Imperator Rome works. Obviously, I love Imperator Rome, and I want to do my best to promote this game properly and correctly, including stating its mechanics correctly, so I wanted to just kind of make this video and address that. So, in the next 25 episodes of the Domestic campaign, whenever I refer to coin flips and other kind of concepts that aren't technically correct, I do think that these moments are very entertaining. There's some hilarious misadventurer freak-out moments coming up as I get more and more fed up with my bad siege luck in this campaign. But those moments are still entertaining, even if I'm sort of incorrect about what I'm saying. But my basic sentiment that the game seems to be cursed and never gives me good siege luck, I think is still true. It's just the case that the siege mechanics are more complicated than I thought. But whatever the case, Just wanted to make this video really quick to acknowledge that and keep you all informed about what I understand to be the actual system at work here. Whatever the case, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon for many, many, many more hours of the Domoset campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.